And he puts his hands on you. Arizona, in Colorado, Kentucky, Monument Valley, Canyon de Chelly. My family comes from Kentucky. You've been to Miami recently?
As you know, I just don't care. I'm feeling good.
You know, if your hair is down, you're hiding. So you're invisible, you know. Telemarketing. Not allow anyone to put their hands on me.
If 20 kids grab hold of that and stick it in their pockets, I'm not what they've said about me for the last 200 years. I'm not lesser than. I'm a warrior, you know.
A baby, you know, a brand new little baby. A dog that I had. That's the boy. And then my girl, my daughter Lily Rose, is now 14. My boy Jack is 11. I don't know, maybe I read too many Dr. Seuss books. Now I have a 2.5-year-old daughter who won't let me cut my hair. My great-grandmother was, had a lot of Cherokee blood. My mom's a waitress. My pop was a civil engineer, and he worked for various cities, you know, Frankfort, Kentucky, and then we moved to Florida, and he worked for the city down there. Betty Sue, Donnie Brasco, Edward, Eric Morris. Johnny Lansbury, Lily Rose, Melody Depp, Melody Nelson, Michael Chekhov, President of the United States, Sandra Seacap, Tracy Jacobs, Vanessa, Wino Forever, Joe Pistone, Jacobs, Joe, Melody Nelson, Martin, Marlon, Martin, Ichabod Crane, Ichabod Crane, Donnie Brasco, Casey Kasem, Cage, Brasco, Benson, Annette Benson, Angela Lansbury, $12, $13, $14, $12, $13, $14, $15, $17, 2.5, 3.5 years, 3 weeks, about six months or so, a little bit. I think I was about 12. They tell me I'm 50. If there's 15 kids, 20 kids on the rest, it was more like a 4x4. It's just another decade. Maybe 9 or 10. 6, 14. You know, at that age, 12, 13, 14 years old. 6. Arizona, in Colorado. Kentucky. Monument Valley, Canyon de Chelly. My family comes from Kentucky. You've been to Miami recently? Shut up. A future that's slightly more irresponsible. And,
as you get older, you can just sit in a chair, can't you? You can wear anything you want.
Boy, this is a real opportunity here. But I do know what it means in German. Called me up one night. Columbus came and made an enormous mistake, thought he'd hit India.
The desperate, need to avenge his dignity, his integrity,
Not allow anyone to put their hands on me. Not feeling quite like you fit in, you know. Prepubescent young lady, Peggy Fury and Bill Traylor. A rough time, you know, inside my own skin, sort of in my own brain. Satisfaction, total and utter satisfaction. Sneak you in the back door. She worked in, you know, little diners and stuff.
Strapped to the top of a train car that was doing about, I don't know, 50 or 60 miles.
Teenage girl, you know, that had nothing to do with me.
That is going to multiply and multiply and multiply. That's my hope. That was somewhere between Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona. The birds backwards. That's my hope.
The blind optimism of, say, Ronald Reagan.
The desperate, need to avenge.
The element of surprise, really. The enthusiasm of the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz.
The idea that...
I mean, you know, most difficult time I had cross-dressing was really just the stuff that goes on underneath, really. It's a lot of work.
The strange thing is that when you visit these places, you know, where...
that had their hands all over me.
You know, they had their, you know, fingers in other jars. There's always going to be, you know, naysayers and this and that. There's two things that I have a problem with. One is I never read, and you know, they know how to maneuver, and they've entered into a whole new arena.
You know, things are going haywire inside, so
essentially what you're seeing is the repercussions of what happens 100, 200 or more years ago.
Truly one of my best friends.
Try something different each time, you know, and each time you try something different, you're stretching out a bit. You know, you start getting hit with some very interesting situations in life.
Vacuum cleaner.
Was a big fan, you know, was a big fan.
We were like gypsies, you know, we just kept moving, you know.
Oh, we were on speeding trains. Well, they accommodate.
I think I was walking down Melrose when I was growing up.
When I was, younger.
When you arrive back home, comfort, trust, you know, which is the most important. Tim, it just feels like home, you know. Writing, you pick up the nearest rock.
You realize that, you know, you take about 3 weeks of those 14 to 16-hour days, and it comprises about 17 seconds.
You rely on the instincts and the imagery that came into my head.
That is going to multiply and multiply and multiply.
Really know the definition of living, you know, and I don't mean that in terms of, you know, a constant festival or a constant party. I mean these guys live every single moment. And when James asked me what I think it was one of my favorite things to do or something, I don't remember, but I said breathing. We forget what a gift every single breath is. I mean, that we're given, you know, every breath that we take is a great gift. We never pay respect to that, you know. And those guys, you know, my gypsy brethren, appreciate every single second of every day, every moment, every breath they take, well, you know the song.